All right, listen, I'm back at my favorite place, right? I got Costco's in my background. We finna go in there. You guys gonna wanna check out this video. I'm finna show you how to take a rotisserie chicken and we finna get 3 meals out of it. With that being said, let's get it. First, we'll be making a chicken enchilada. We move over here, we're gonna do a chicken bacon ranch mac and cheese. Right? And then from here, we just gonna make some chicken sliders. You guys can level them up any kind of way, but I just wanna give you guys the three ways to make it, and we're using the rotisserie chicken. Let's get it. All right, now keeping up with the theme, right? The theme is, rotisserie chicken. So these are what they look like, look at that. Now, we can start that old debate right now. Would you guys save the skin? I say the skin is the best part. So what I'm doing now is I'm just gonna break this down, take this off, get the breast out of here. We're gonna be mixing dark meat, right? Along with, we're gonna do dark meat along with, the white meat. Now, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and just make these, chicken enchiladas. Super easy, let's go. All right, so right here, I got 2 cups of, I got 2 cups of chicken, right? Shredded chicken, so now I'm adding my green chilies. And what I wanna say about the chicken is, listen, anytime you guys can use, like ground beef, you can always substitute your meat with, chicken, right? So I'm gonna add all of this. This is like an easy, when I tell you an easy assembly, real easy. Now I've already greased my pan, and today I'm gonna be using my, my cast iron, right? So that's ready to go. Now I wanna go ahead and add about a cup of my smoked cheddar, right? And then we got Monterey too also. All right, so we just add this in here. Just like this, and look how fast this goes together. So if you got a family, big family, you need to make enchiladas, you got that chicken, come on. Now we're just gonna mix this up together. Now, I put my tortillas, I put them in the microwave, put them in there for about 30 seconds. You know what I mean? You just want them to be warm and a little bit more pliable, right? So then you take your filling. Make sure you try to keep them uniform. I see how big this one is. But I'm gonna make them all that size. Then I just take it, roll it over like this. Then we roll it, kind of like keep it, push it, right? And then we have it just like that. Then I've made one already. I take it, I just put it in just like this, and then we just continue. Once you got them all rolled up, you take your enchilada sauce, and then you just wanna pour this right here on top, just like I'm doing, right? You wanna get it as completely covered as possible. Ooh, look at that right there. I love the way that color looks, Then if you have to, you can take the back of a spoon, and just like move some of it over. Now, we reserved a little bit of that cheese, right? So we take that, and now we go ahead and just sprinkle this over the top. We're gonna put it in the oven. We already at 375 degrees. We're gonna keep it in there for about 25 minutes. We're gonna cover it. For those of you guys that don't have a top, you can use, foil, right? But we just do it like this. Look at this right here, folks. Tell me that right there don't look scrumptious. Now we're getting ready to assemble a chicken bacon ranch mac and cheese. Now when making this mac and cheese, we gotta start off with a roux, right? So I got a couple of tablespoons of butter, going on. We're gonna start melting these. Once these are completely melted, then I'm gonna come with my flour. Now, the basic rule, 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of flour. Right, we're just gonna cook this for about 2 minutes, just enough to cook that flour taste down, and we're not trying to darken it, we're not making a gumbo or a etouffee. After a couple of minutes, then you wanna add your dairy. The key is, listen, when you're making that roux, I've said 1,000 times, we gotta keep that elbow and that wrist moving. Right? We don't want to raise it up too high because we don't want our dairy to curdle. We just add both of them in here just like you see. Yes, that's it, right there. Okay, so after about 4 to 5 minutes, it depends on your heat, you're gonna see it starting to thicken up. Now we don't want to turn up the heat or nothing like that. We don't want it to curdle, right? So now we just start adding our cheese to it. And notice I shredded everything on the small side. We let this heat inside of there just help it to melt. All right, so we just keep moving this around back and forth, just like you see. And then we add our mozzarella to it also, but you can see how it's starting to become creamy. all right? So we'll just continue this until we got a nice cheesy sauce. Now once you got all of your cheese in there and it's incorporated, you know, and melted, now you want to add your ranch package. Incorporate this. Now would be a good time to go ahead and turn that fire off. All right, then we add a couple of pinches of salt, bring a little bit of that enhancement, and then pepper. I'll just stir this cheese sauce up. Look at that right there. You can see all of the herbs and spices that are inside the cheese. So this tells you, look at that right there. Don't worry, as it cools, it's gonna thicken up. So I'm gonna add my bacon to it, right? Because I like to have bacon in mine. You guys, if you got that turkey bacon, that'll work. But there's a good beef bacon out here. You know what I mean? Give it a shot, right? Now we're getting ready to bring in, you know, our chicken. Look at this right here. Ooh-wee. I know y'all want AB to bring the mac and cheese, huh? And last but not least, our pasta. All right, so now, once you're done and you got everything mixed, right, you want to get yourself like a casserole dish or any kind of bacon dish that you have. We're gonna sprinkle a little bit more cheese in there, put it in the oven at 375 degrees, right? We just go in there with just enough to melt that cheese on top. All right, now we just sprinkle a little bit of this cheese on top. Put this in the oven, wait till this cheese melted. Just put it in there for about 10 minutes. And last but not least, we finna make some barbecue chicken sliders. Okay, so now probably everybody, especially if you're a youngster, you know what I mean, this will be your favorite. We're gonna go ahead and do our sliders, right? So we got the chicken. Now when you use, whatever you're using, for me, I like the King's Hawaiian, right? So you just wanna make sure you cut these in half evenly. Now this one is a little bit self-explanatory, right? I'm gonna be using my barbecue sauce and I'm gonna be using my spicy. You guys see that right there? So I'm just gonna add some of this on here. You know what I mean? We're gonna mix it all up. Look at that right there. Look at that dark color. Whew. Sweet and savory, folks. Now, I'm gonna put mine on a casserole dish. You guys can put, you know, your bottom half on a regular baking pan. Now that I have everything mixed up as far as my chicken and my barbecue, right? So I just stick it on here and we wanna keep it pretty uniform. So you want it to be all about the same height, right? I'll show you guys in just 1 second, but you can't get this wrong. I mean, if you know how to make a sandwich, you know how to make this too, right? It's up to you how much barbecue sauce you want to put on there. You know what I mean? Use your favorite barbecue sauce. For those of you guys that have mine, you know what I mean? This is what I make mine out of, and that's probably exclusively all that I use, right? Because I love the profile of what I, you know, come up with. Now here's where you want to add your cheese, right? Sometimes I use slices, but since I made all of these videos, I've been going ahead and, you know, shredding the cheese down on the small side. Why not just put this on here like this, right? Then I had a little extra mozzarella. You know, for me, I love the cheese, so I put it on there. Again, I'll just reiterate, you guys can use, you know, sliced cheese to put on the top. Use your favorite cheese. This is really up to you. Can you ask me? You can't have enough. And then once we have our cheese on there, remember that coleslaw? And don't forget, you guys, everything is on my website. Each one of these recipes has its own recipe card. It's on my website, smokinandgrillinwithab.com, and that's WITAB.com. It's got a search engine on there, so you guys need to look for something. More than likely, I got it. And if I don't, talk to me, you know, on my YouTube videos, you know, send me an email. And if I need to make it, let's make it. Then we add our top, you know, right here like that. We're gonna tie it all again with a little bit of this garlic butter. You know what I mean? We saved a little bit of that garlic, you know, powder. So let me melt that and let's brush them. Once you got that butter and that, you know, add your garlic to it, then you just wanna go ahead and just brush the tops of these, right? Now, I'm gonna take a piece of foil, put it over the top of this, just so it doesn't brown so much. We're gonna put it in the oven, just go for 10 minutes covered. Then I'm gonna take it off and then we're gonna get them to be a little bit on the crispy side. You know, uncover for about 5 minutes, and then we go from there. So there you have it. 3 different recipes using rotisserie chicken, please talk to me down in the comment section below. There's so many ideas that's out there. You guys let me know, what would you do if you had the shredded chicken at the ready in your kitchen right now? Now, if you're new to my channel, let me take this time to say thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, smash that subscribe button, and tell everybody out there, listen, there's a channel out here that's simplifying these recipes and taking the mystery out of cooking. Now that we got this here, there's people behind the camera, it's time to feast. We out. Peace.